conservative-leaning, Republican-leaning that can't vote for Donald Trump. Some people are, just would rather not cast their vote for a genital grabber. Some people just don't like his. Yeah, no, it's a low hurdle to clear, but I feel like you've cleared that one. There's some people who don't want to vote for someone who has nasty rhetoric about certain issues, and you seem to easily have cleared that one as well. Speak directly to the people who say Donald Trump is too liberal for me. Because that is where I really started. All of this other stuff, while I think it reinforces real negative things I feel about Donald Trump, the first reason I opposed him was because he was liberal freaking policies. Yeah. Where are you more conservative than Donald Trump?
Well, just about in every way, really. I mean, look, let's be honest with ourselves here. Donald Trump is a lifelong liberal. When he decided to run for president in the Republican process, he changed all of his opinions. But let's be honest with ourselves. Are we to believe that a man who's as old as Donald Trump is and has spent a lifetime being a big government liberal from New York, are we to believe that suddenly he's become an originalist with regard to the Constitution or a limited government guy? No. This is a guy who's spoken in favor of single-payer health care. He's defended Planned Parenthood. He's been for late-term abortion rights for people. This is a man who's spoken against the Second Amendment. Look, this guy is not a conservative. And the idea that we can trust him, he's a con man who's pretending to be a conservative. The idea that we can trust him to appoint originalist justices to the Supreme Court is laughable. And we're so desperate for that we want to believe that he would. Many people do. But we've got to be honest with ourselves. This guy is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and we've got to reject him. He is a big government liberal. He says he wants to lower taxes, but he also wants to increase spending. So you wonder, well, how do you want to pay for that? Well, he says, I want to raise more debt. There's nothing conservative about that.
Have you thought through who a few of your Supreme Court nominees might be?
I've done some thinking on that. Yeah, I mean, look, it's his list that he got from the Federalist is a good one, and I support. I support those. But look, I'm a real conservative.
But he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't support that. He's already backed off of both of those lists.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's also said that his sister would make a great Supreme Court justice. His sister's a big pro-choice liberal. And then he says Peter Thiel would also make a great justice on the Supreme Court. First of all, what does Peter Thiel know about the Constitution or law? And probably not much, given that he's been so vocally supporting Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is not an originalist, and do we really expect, especially if Republicans lose the Senate, do we really expect Donald Trump to fight the Democrats in the Senate over Supreme Court justice nominations? Not a chance.
No way.
And by the way, I'm sorry, I just have to say this. In a Donald Trump administration, it will not matter how conservative the court is. The court's power ultimately comes from, yes, the Constitution, but the respect our leaders have for its power according to the Constitution. Donald Trump has demonstrated a total lack of respect for our system, our balance of powers, and for the courts. Yeah. If he's the president, he will be, I believe, an authoritarian who will run right over all our constitutional checks and balances and rights.
I think you're right.
I agree. Evan McMullin, evanmcmullin.com. Evan, thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
It's interesting. A lot of people